That's the only exception you'll make. For
That's the only. If you put Castlevania, this girl here's buying it.
I don't know what to say. I appreciate it.
You could tell him that you love him.
We have applause from the back. Hi, I'm Darrian P. Mack.
And I'm Nicky, and this is Notification Squad on the Leaderboard.
Notification Squad is a show where we talk about games, respond to your comments on our videos, and most importantly, we give out prizes, so you're going to want to stay tuned throughout the entire episode. So Nicky, what do we have up first?
Up first is Unmuted Discussion, and today we're talking about should there be a PlayStation Classic? We are joined by a special guest, Cristal, and you'll be seeing her a lot more on the Leaderboard. And if you want to introduce yourself.
What's up? Hola, ¿qué lo que? My name is Cristal Marie.
What is your favorite game of all time?
Oh my god, every Final Fantasy title ever. Ever.
Would you consider Final Fantasy VII a JRPG or no?
100%.
I think so too. Darrian.
Yes. What are
I'm
your
not
thoughts?
having this conversation right now. Oh, let's talk about PlayStation as a classic. I think Final Fantasy VII, or Final Fantasy, my favorite
example
of all the Final Fantasies is Final Fantasy VII, and it's a great RPG.
The one that redefined.
It redefined well, you know, it's a great RPG.
So last week we were talking about local multiplayer games, and Diver AMVs came in and said, I miss split screen. I remember having friends over all the time, but with the newer gen, everything is single player or online only. The most we can play are sports, fighting, and racing games, and even those offline multiplayers are dwindling. And it made me think about PlayStation 1. And with the recent release of Super Nintendo Classic and the NES Classic, we're seeing a lot of these Nintendo Classics. There might have been a Sega one, I don't know. I think you have
do not speak to me of the Sega whatever that is.
Okay, but what do you guys think about the idea of a PlayStation 1 Classic?
Well, I'm gonna let Cristal go first. You know, Cristal's probably played more video games than both of us combined.
Hey, yes. So, I am a very lonely
Cristal,
person.
What do you think?
I don't have a social life. Okay, here's the thing. I am super pro the Nintendo Classic, the Super Nintendo Classic, heck, even a bunch of other classics, not the Sega. But for some reason, the PlayStation 1 is not really calling me. I'm gonna definitely have to go here on the no.
Really?
Yeah.
What's like the #1 reason why you say no?
Honestly, because, okay. I just feel that I already have access to most of the games that I would play on the PlayStation 1, and technically, it's the exact reason why PlayStation is PlayStation. Like, when you think of Nintendo, to me, it's like a Polaroid camera. You know, it's like you buy it for the nostalgia, it's cute, you share it with your friends, it's got that whole vibe going on. But when you thought of PlayStation back in the day, it was like Canon, it was like DSLRs, it was like Nikon, it was like, you know, at the forefront, newest technology, newest graphics, newest everything. So those games kind of came already with that sort of new attached to it. Whereas games in a Nintendo system could maybe stand more the test of time. To me, PlayStation games tend to feel a little outdated now.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay. We have applause from the back. I'm on the fence, right? Like, I'm not really a fan of classic anything, to be honest. Like NES classics and Super NES classic, like
JRPG classics.
JRPG classics. I mean, because for me, you could just get an emulator, right? Like it's not. It's like you're just buying a case, in my opinion.
Sega said. I'm sorry.
But like the idea that you can just really get an emulator for these things, what you're ultimately buying is a case. So for me, it's kind of like, I think nostalgia-wise, there's no PlayStation game. Well, that's not true. I actually go back and I play the PlayStation 2, I play PlayStation 3, but I have no desire to play a PlayStation 1.
Spyro. Wait, it's available on the PSN.
With all the new games that are coming out, like I just don't have time to go back and play a lot of the classic properties that don't, and to Cristal's point, the graphics just don't hold up as well.
So with the mention of, you know, emulators and the mention of being able to buy games like, say, old Nintendo games on Virtual Console or, like you said, the PlayStation Network, that's where I am making my call of saying, yes, I do want a PlayStation Classic because, you know, with emulators out there, we can't ignore that they do exist, but we would like to play those old games all in one place. Like the Super Nintendo Classic, you may go out to get 60 plus games in there, you know, that you remember growing up with, or even games that you haven't played like Star Fox 2, because it's actually put out by Nintendo. Like, I would actually rather support Sony if they put out a classic PlayStation 1 that looks like the original PS1, kind of similar to how they did the anniversary for the PS4.
Sure.
It would be nice, like a smaller version, and it's all loaded there, versus having to support piracy. What's something like that? Like, you guys make good points about like the graphics don't hold up, but that's not the reason why I'm buying NES Classic or Super Nintendo Classic. That's not why I'm revisiting those games. Like, there's something about certain games, and please let us know in the comments like what games would you want to see in a PlayStation Classic. But I think about games like Brave Fencer Musashi. One of my favorite games. It's one of the best games of all time, and I would love to play that. Again, like, I personally don't have like the PlayStation 1 anymore. I don't even know if that's available on PSN.
I do. I got it. I do play
Mine does not work anymore. It's kind of like for show.
I look at it. I mostly replay, but...
Yeah, but there's actually a lot of games that just aren't available on the PSN.
But is it worth it? I mean, for maybe 2, 3, or 4, or 5 titles at most, because the rest of the titles, most of them have already been either ported, or remastered, or remade. I mean, I have Final Fantasy VII on my cell phone.
But you can say the same thing for Nintendo. Like, what's the point of... I don't know, like, let's see, we have a comment coming in from Terry Turner. It said, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Turok, etc. If it was on the 64 and had multiplayer, my friends, cousins, or whoever enjoyed it.
Yes.
Why would you not want an N64 classic? You know, we already got NES, Super Nintendo, and next up is N64. Why wouldn't you want to play that if you made the same points about the graphics don't hold up?
I'm on board the N64. I'm not on board the PlayStation 1, but the N64, yes.
But you can argue that those games...
Because PlayStation's continued to make...
It's not the same, though. PlayStation wasn't known for its multiplayer, N64 was.
Wait, I don't know if I agree with that, because PlayStation had a lot of great multiplayer games. I have 10 broken multi-taps to prove it.
Really?
Yes.
What did you play, Wipeout?
Well, you know, I played a lot of Twisted Metal, played a lot of Vigilante 8. I've talked about those ad nauseum. What else have I played? I mean, I feel like almost every game back then, there was a split screen option on the PlayStation 1.
I guess I don't relate too much because I was more of an RPG player. So the games that I would want to get on a PS are like Vagrant Story, Xenogears, Final Fantasy VII, but I have it on my phone again. Like, I would rather, in fact, a remake of Xenogears, a remake of Vagrant Story for the PlayStation 4 or for the PSN. Like, if the company's going to be focusing on developing or porting or doing something, I would rather they focus on something new in that case. Because the other titles, like Spyro, you get Spyro all over the place, all over the PSN network. PSN network, I'm being redundant.
ATM machine.
PSN, okay. But like Myst, for example. Myst was an amazing game when it came out. It was so innovative. It was very immersive, puzzles. There was no battle and stuff. Like, maybe playing the classic, it could be nostalgic and cool, but then you've got Remyst, then you've got Myst all over the place. You've got Myst on the Microsoft network. You've got Myst on every freaking platform. Like, they just spread themselves everywhere.
But wouldn't you play Ocarina of Time, the original, for N64
yes,
on
I
an
would.
N64 clock?
100%. And Super Mario 64 again. Yeah.
So
replay value, 100%.
I think you're a little biased.
No, it's not the same. Look at Parasite Eve, for example. Parasite Eve is a game that's a classic on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But the gameplay doesn't hold up now. The fixed camera, the fact that it's so short, it's not the same as playing Ocarina of Time or Mario, because those games, for some reason or another, they just have a lot of replay value. You're not tired of the story. You can go over and over again. It's kind of like you also created a culture of inviting your friends over to play with you for that stuff. But PlayStation, not so much, at least not in my case.
Well, you guys in the comments let us know. What would you guys like to see? Would you like to see? I'm not saying pick either or.
What do you guys want to see?
I already said Brave Fencer Musashi. I would like Fear Effect.
I do like Musashi.
On PlayStation, but as for...
Wait, why don't you want an N64?
Well, you both are agree too in the same category. We're saying like no PlayStation, but yes N64.
I know everything. Because to me it just seems, for a lot of the points that Cristal was already mentioning, like a lot of these games are already ported or remastered. Like, I'm personally not interested in going backwards for a lot of these games. Unless it's a game that's not currently being made that I still want to play. Like Battlefront 2. I will still play Battlefront 2 on PlayStation 2 because it has it's still one of the most unique experiences in multiplayer, local multiplayer gaming that's still out there today. But generally there are very few games that I mean, if I went back and played Duck Hunt, it would just be for like 5 minutes and then I'm done.
Hell no, I'd make a tournament. We
get those make ducks. A tournament, but I mean the reality.
How far have you gotten on Duck Hunt? That's what you're a frustrated Duck Hunter.
I'm not a frustrated Duck Hunter. I played it when I was like 5 years old. But like when I think about nostalgia, it's like these games, you're only gonna play them for a couple minutes. Like it's not like, even if you had all 80 titles, are you really gonna play all 80 titles?
Well, that's the thing. I think
All
about
60 titles? No.
I think about people who take their NES and they hack it to even put more inside it because you know it's not enough, or maybe they miss the games that they grew up with, and that's why I say I leave it up to you guys because would you rather want a PlayStation 1 classic, an N64 classic, and if you did want either of those, what games would you want to see in those classic consoles?
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Symphony of the Night, that would be maybe the only game that would make me buy a PS Classic. Even if anything else, like I'd be like, nah, it's already, you know, remade or ported. But Castlevania Symphony of the Night, dude.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I don't know why, just because the experience on that console, I don't know, it's something, it's a cult classic, you know, and to be able to play in its original format, exactly as it was intended, the fact that it was such a sleeper hit, like, I'm all on that, you know?
That's the only exception you'll make for
That's the only, if you put Castlevania, this girl here's buying it. Very likely.
You're gonna buy an entire system for one game.
I bought PlayStation for Final Fantasy. Do you not get it? PlayStation 4 Final Fantasy. Nintendo Zelda.
And if you want to continue the conversation, make sure you follow us on our Discord. The link is in the description. And thank you, Cristal, for coming on and joining us. We're excited for you to be a part of the team. You're going to see Cristal in a lot of stuff. She's already done 107 Dragon Age.
Yes.
Which are, you know, really good. And we have a couple other videos coming out. And you're going to be on more Notification Squad.
Can't wait.
You know, this is really exciting.
Can't wait to screw up a bunch of words in English, too. Guys, whatever. I go Sofia Vergara when I'm triggered.
It's a cultural
it's who I am.
thing.
It's what I am.
For here at Frederator, when we host 107s, we just have to get at least one word wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's just part of the haze.
No, you know what?
It's like you know, the first 107 I did, I screwed up the main character's name.
You did?
Yeah. Don't say it. No one has to know.
Everybody go check out that video right now.
No one has to know,
Which
Darrian.
is the video?
The video is 107 Horizon Zero Dawn, which is a game that I love. I love that game. Aloy. I say it right now. I said like Alloy or something in the 107.
Alloy?
Guys, it was my first 107. I was really nervous.
You said Zelda every time. It was crazy.
Wait, to Link?
No, to Horizon Zero Dawn.
In Horizon Zero? Well, there are some similarities.
Cristal, if anybody who is watching and they want to follow you, where can they find you on social media?
Well, you can find me with my name, Cristal Marie, written with an I, Marie, at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. Just my name.
And Cristal, you're also a singer.
Yes, I am.
She's very good. Very good.
We gotta do a karaoke,
Can you find Can we find some of your songs on your Twitter as well?
Yeah, you can find some stuff there. You can also request some stuff. I love singing video game tracks. That's another reason I love Final Fantasy.
She's great. She's awesome.
Description below. Check it out.
So up next is in-game chat, where we respond to your comment and select a comment of the week. On last week's Notification Squad, Inc 2000/Amber stopped by and said, "Outtakes always make me laugh."
Yeah, I think for me, the outtakes are probably the best part of the show. We have a lot of fun making it, and we make a lot of mistakes during it, mixing up names and all sorts of stuff. So it's always great when we can kind of sit back and laugh and not take ourselves so seriously. So I'm glad you're enjoying the outtakes. If you're interested in just an outtakes show, we should probably just do one of those.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's usually outtakes at the end of the episode. I Love You comes into the channel and says, "Darrian is my favorite at the leaderboard. Sorry guys, XD."
Thanks, I love you. I don't know what to say. I appreciate it.
You could tell him that you love him.
I love you too. It's all love. We're a channel about love. Love in video games. It's rare, but it happens here.
Coming from our most recent censored games video, Mega Man 2407 said, "I am a simple man. I see Crash Bandicoot. I click on video. XD."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was a really, really great video. You guys kind of liked it. We're probably going to do some more. Because games, and it was interesting about kind of that topic. This is like...
that there were so many Final Fantasy choices.
There were a lot of Final Fantasy in that video. But should games, and I'm curious from you guys, should games be censored in other countries to make them more culture appropriate? Or does that change, does it really mess up with the integrity of the game? And our comment of the week comes in from Brian, who says, "I will say this. I played Mario Party on the DS by myself, and no friendships were ruined."
I can totally talk about this from experience. The only time my wife and I argue is when we play Mario Party, and I'm sorry.
I mean, it's kind of a safe bet to multiplayer games, especially local area multiplayer games, can really cause tension.
But Mario Party specifically, you have those 1 versus 3, you have those 2v2s, and just like, you know, when you have to make a conscious decision to steal someone else's star, that's a big problem. Up next is Fan Roundup, where we shout out the squad and give out prizes.
Fan Roundup is a segment of the show where we shout out people who joined the notification squad. And who do we have up first, Nikki?
503 Forever. His avatar is Kirby holding a sign that says KYS. I don't know what KYS stands for. The notification squad is right there. You don't need to ask where there.
I think you were trying to say where they are.
I know, but I've never heard a sentence ending in there with they apostrophe RE. Thank you, 503 Forever. Oh, that made me laugh. Jason Play says, love your vids. You're my inspiration. I love you. Please like.
That's. I forgot we put that in there. Daniel Crowder says, notification squad hashtag, hey Leaderboard, it's been a while since I've watched your videos. Glad to finally be back. And we are glad that you came back to watch them.
Igniter Fan 2.5 says, yay, I'm with the early squad. Vika Play says, hashtag, not even subscribed, but still early squad.
And Taylor Lerber says, notification squad, where are we, peeps? We here, buddy. We right here. Technically in New York City. Layla R says, love the channel, just subscribe. Thank you for your sub. And J Pony Loco, I think he may have come in first on this video. He put first question mark. You know, another consistent fan. Love the support.
He was first, and then the next comment actually was Ryan Koschel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ryan Koschel was second.
Yeah.
That's a first. Is that a first?
It's not a first.
It's not a first, because Ryan actually the other week was like, I'm going to watch the whole video and then comment.
Yep.
Yeah.
We always like to close out Fan Roundup with winning prizes. Last week we showed you this image. And if we slowly zoom out, you can find out that this game screenshot was from Vigilante 8. We kind of gave you a little teaser. We were talking about it. A lot of people got it right. Someone said Twisted Metal on PS2, but there can only be one winner.
There can only be one winner, and our winner for How Well Do You Know a Game comes from Asher L, and he says, is that from Vigilante 8? And you won yourself a $10 Best Buy gift card.
It's $10. I thought it was 1,000.
It's 10. Maybe one day it'll be 1,000 and Nikki can pay for it.
Asher L, DM us your info on Twitter at @theleaderboardnet.
Usually we end this episode with how well do you know that game? But we're not gonna do that because we're taking a little break from the standard version Notification Squad. It's kind of our season finale. We will be back with more shows like this in October, but you can still tune in every Sunday because you're gonna see Nikki and I probably doing something really crazy. So we're just, you know, doing some Let's Plays, some live streaming. You know, we just might walk around the block and interview people on the street, you know.
Also, there will still be opportunities to win prizes.
Yes. We're just going to change up how we do it.
So that's pretty much the show. Please leave a comment down below on the pinned comment and let us know what Darrian and I should talk about next. And a big thank you to Cristal for stopping by. Follow her on social media. All that information is in the description below.
Yep. And if you want to become part of the Notification Squad, make sure you click subscribe and then click the bell so you're notified on whenever we upload. And Nikki, when do we upload?
We upload 5 times a week.
And that's Wednesday through Sunday. And if you want to get more of your video games, make sure you keep a lot to the Leaderboard, your home for video game facts.
How dare I be such a heretic? I'm sorry, heretic. I am learning, okay? Don't make me go Sofia Vergara.
See, you can't even do it. You can't even do it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Your home for video games.
Good, perfect. See, awesome.